Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Lisa, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor Is In, where we talk about creating healthy, profitable websites. And today I wanted to talk with you about planning for 2014. And before we get into that, I just want to apologize for not being having a hangout last night. I wound up coming in late from I was at a teaching training workshop uh, last evening, and when I got in, it was running late, and in addition, my allergies were acting up, and my eyes were just having a really hard time looking at the screen, and I just really needed to rest them so I could teach today at my daytime job. Um, so that's why I didn't have a hangout last night. So today I wanted to talk with you guys about planning for 2014. And what I want to do right now is ask you guys a question. I want you to think about what will you be doing 100 days from now as far as your business. Now, you have to realize that it's November 7th, 2013, and we have roughly, it's about 51 days left in 2013, roughly around 7 weeks. It's kind of scary when you look at that, you know? It just seemed like we just started January 1st. Time is just flying by. And I don't know about you guys, but what I would usually do around December 30th, 31st, or even on January 1st, I always kind of look back at the year that I've had, and I usually say one of two things. I usually say, I wish I had, or I'm glad that I did. And a lot of times I'll have to tell you, I wish I had was the one that I always was saying more than I'm glad that I did, especially when it came to my business. And it wasn't until my mentor introduced me to the concept of planning that things really clicked and transformed for me. And before I met with my mentor, what would happen is I was so consumed with shiny object syndrome, and that was something we talked about in a hangout last week, where you sit and you are looking at the next and greatest best thing or the next shiny object that's supposed to help you build your business, and it's totally non-productive. Or I would get so consumed with WordPress and doing, creating my blogging websites and design that I wasn't really engaging in activities that were supposed to be putting money in my pocket. So I was just, doing a lot of the wrong things. And my mentor over the spring and summer of 2013 really put this in perspective, and what what it came out to was this: your success in 2014 depends on what you're doing right now in 2013. Okay, and you build momentum, and what I learned is that successful businesses and entrepreneurs start planning for the next year in the summer and fall of the current year. Let me explain that a little bit more. What happens is typically in the summer, and a lot of times with internet marketing or network marketing, or generally with your standard offline business as well, you see a fall off in sales because the weather's nice, people they're going on vacations, or they are off, and they're at the beach or they're at the cabin. They're not going to be going out and buying a lot of things. But then what happens is once fall comes around, the weather starts to change. You have all your back to school, and the holidays are just coming around the corner, that a lot of people will then start to buy. and they'll buy more, and especially they really start buying a lot right in those last 2 weeks of December and in the first part of January, February. And so the successful entrepreneurs and businesses know that they start developing their content and their marketing strategies and their plans of what they're doing, and they start taking action on that in the summer while everyone else is kind of, being lazy. They're taking action, because then what happens is they've got momentum going in the fall where they're generating sales, and then all of a sudden, once January 1 hits, their businesses are, you're riding that crest and momentum that all of a sudden they're having a tremendously financially successful year starting right off the bat. And they're not waiting until, half the year, June, July, to see any type of profitability. Now, let's think a little bit. Think about with all the automakers. When do they release their new model years? They don't release the new model years January 1. They release them in the summer. And sometimes they're releasing them, like typically it's around July, August when you start seeing the new model year cars coming in. Why? That gets people all excited, and that's going to get people in the door, so they're going to buy the new model year. But not only that, what they do with their current model years, all of a sudden, if they got that extra inventory, they can wind up knocking the price off of it, and people will come in because, hey, oh wow, they're having a sale on year-end inventory. And a lot of times you can get really great deals. My husband and I, we wound up getting, can't tell you how many cars we've leased come the end of the year, just because we waited, and they had the inventory for the current year because everybody was buying the new model year. Teaching. Think about with teaching, and this is something that, I think this is the biggest misconception that I think the public has about teachers. They think that, oh, they get their summers off and they're out and about, going on trips and, and whatnot. And can't be farther from the truth. Do you know what most school teachers are doing during the summer? They're doing their lesson planning and curriculum planning for the year. Why? There's no time during the school months for them to plan. As a teacher myself, and I just got back into the teaching, being an educator this year, and I'll tell you, during the school day, you have meetings. I pretty much have a meeting every day as a teacher, as an elementary school teacher. We have staff meetings. We have our department meetings. We also have district meetings. You also have extracurricular activities, or you're part of social committees or site council committees. You don't, and you can't get planning done during your prep time either, because you're also having to deal with parents, or you're dealing with student issues. There's a lot that goes on during the school year. So you see a lot of teachers, and a lot of them will even get together on their own time with their core group, and they're planning their lessons. So successful teachers, successful businesses do their planning in the summer and fall to set them up for success in the fall and then in the beginning of the new year. And I want to share with you guys something that I was a part of. And if you're in business right now and you're sick and tired of where you are right now, where your business is right now, you want to turn it around and you want to get results. I participated in a 100-day Biz Builder challenge through My Lead System Pro, and let me tell you, it was probably one of the best things I ever did. And this was one where you had to say, I wish I had, or I'm glad I did. I am so glad that I did this challenge, because what it did is it is a foundational uh, program that will help you develop the not only the mindset, but it's going to give you the things that you need to do on a daily basis, like planting those seeds that are going to spring forth the results for you, right, even right now, to get you to have an amazing 2014. But let me tell you a little bit about the founders who created the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge. This is Adam Chandler to your left, and this is Justice Egan to your right. They created this program. Now, Adam has an amazing story. Adam was a very good copywriter, but was laid off or fired from his job and replaced with a stick of wood. I kid you not. That is what happened to him. And you got to hear his story on that. And Justice was in the hospitality industry, the restaurant and food industry. And he too was looking for something different. And both of them got into, online marketing and network marketing, and they struggled for a while. And then all of a sudden they figured out what they needed to do to become successful, and they met up and they collaborated and created this 100-day Biz Builder Challenge, which allows you do these daily action steps, and it helps you get your business from, kind of floundering and struggling, and they give you laser focus where you can go in and literally your business can transform overnight. And that's what they did for me. And I cannot speak highly enough of these two. They are class acts. And one of the best things about Adam and Justice is that their program that they created, everything they teach you in it, they do on a consistent basis. And that's why they've had so many people have such tremendous success, and myself included, by going through that challenge. And what I want to do is I just want to take you through the back office just to show you what you all are getting with this 100-day challenge. And as I can come up here, you can see this is the back office to the 100-day Biz Builder Challenge. And what it is it's a series. You have about 14 weeks in it. Okay, I'm just showing you right down here. And you get where you go through, usually the trainings are between, as short as 45 minutes. Sometimes they go up to about 3 hours. But it is just so filled with great content. Like the kickoff week, it has just what Adam and Justice do there is they teach you how to get things set up so you have a successful challenge, and they give you what's called a challenge within the challenge. So you've got a challenge of what you're going to do with your business, but to balance you out, they give you some other little challenges within the challenges that you can pick from, whether you want to do something physically or you want to do something spiritually, you want to do something with your relationships, so that you keep things in the proper perspective. A lot of times you can get so caught up with your business aspect with online marketing, you could spend a whole day, doing stuff and totally neglect the other areas of your life. And so that's kind of cool that they really start off with that. They also give you 3 tracking sheets, and these are points trackers. And what it does is, and I love these point tracker sheets because it gives you the it keeps you focused and on track. And there are certain activities that you have to do every day, but they are a lot of different point structures so that when you're doing the challenge, it's focusing you to spend your time in the areas that are going to give you the greatest amount of points. What you also get too is, you're part of a private Facebook group of other 100-day challengers, which is just one of the most amazing places on Facebook you can hang out with. I have met so many incredible people and friends through the 100-day Biz Builder Challenge that it's phenomenal. Um, the people in there, I'll tell you right now, in that group, there is no, if you've ever been on some of the Facebook groups, sometimes it's nothing but link spamming and people just, trying to pitch you on everything. There's no pitching in this group. The only things that we do is we share ideas and we support each other. And that is what Adam and Justice have created. It is such a fun community. And then what happens too is whenever I do when I went through these trainings, I would usually do them over a course of 2 days. I would start one on Sunday night or in the afternoon on Sunday. I'd watch about half of the webinar training, and then I'd finish the other half on Monday. And then do the assignments that they give you. You get homework assignments. And so that was week 1. Week 2 is when you have your content marketing mastermind. And here Justice and Adam show you some incredibly cool tricks on how you can create content. And when people think content, it's, they think of blogging. But Justice shows you, and Adam shows you too, some incredible ways of how to use video to create content. It's just such cool stuff. Week 3, you do Facebook marketing with Ashley Hendricks, and Ashley is probably one of the most, she's down from Alabama, and to me, just the epitome of Southern hospitality. I mean, if you don't follow her on Facebook, you need to follow Ashley on Facebook because she does things with her Facebook as far as getting people engaged in on her site. That is just, and I cannot wait to see when her posts come out because she has the most adorable young daughter, and they go on all these adventures, and she has such neat ways, you feel like you know her, and that's what makes her such an amazing marketer, is that, she's never selling you, but she creates this atmosphere that they just like being around her, and she's going to share her best stuff with you on how to really maximize Facebook in that respect. And it's probably week 3 was probably my all-time favorite session out of the whole challenge. I just love Ashley. She's just one of the neatest ladies you can ever be around. Week 4, you go through with Jeffrey Combs, and this is one with conquering procrastination. I mean, if you have problems with, I'll always get around to it, you're going to learn some techniques that can help you overcome it and keep you really focused on your business. Week 5, you go through conquering excuses and taking your business to the next level. And again, we can always come up, sometimes we always tell ourselves an excuse to get out of things. And you're going to learn some really nice, powerful ways to help you. Again, it just kind of goes in with, week 4. Everything builds upon the other, and that's what I really love about it. Then we get into the blogging blueprint with Brad Kilgore. Again, some really great, simple ways that you can structure your blog to really help you monetize and profit. Now, week 7 and week 8 really deal with prospecting, and this is where I talked about in the Google Hangout earlier on this past Tuesday, between active and passive marketing. And what that is, the active marketing when you are actually face to face engaging with your customers and prospects, either by phone or face to face, or you're doing, private messaging or Google Hangouts or Skype calls. This is where you're going to learn, effective question asking, a way that you can talk with your prospects where they're not going to feel threatened, and it's going to make you take control of the calls so that you can close them. And it's not really you closing them, it's them selling themselves. Really, I couldn't believe the questions that they are able to ask. And and Justice and Adam, they took people through some of the calls where they had on these webinar trainings where uh, they took participants and they walked them through it, and how powerful these questions that they developed were. And they're so amazingly simple. Week 9, they talk about SEO and having the basic strategies for search engine optimization. And then they talk about preparing for, fundamental, making the shift, preparing you for breakthroughs. Week 11, Ray Higdon, he's just a very successful entrepreneur. He has an amazing story. He went through unemployment and foreclosure. He was in successful uh, real estate man, and wound up being unemployed. He wound up, home foreclosure, and he managed to turn it around. So he'll be sharing with you his story. Week 12 is advanced selling strategies. Week 13, they had a challenge award ceremony. And I forgot to mention is that all these webinar trainings that were recorded were with the first group that they did back in January. And then they had a challenge awards ceremony where they had people come in, and the group itself voted on from the Facebook group who they felt really epitomized and really went through the challenge. And they honored them with that. And then they had the finale on week number 14. And I also want to tell you too, guys, as part of this, with this challenge, you get paired up. One of the assignments is that you will have to pair up with somebody, and yeah, that's another challenger, and you do something, whether it's you create something together, where whether you're doing guest blog posting or you're doing a joint webinar, and that's where the magic comes in too. You can meet up with someone who you might have a strong skill set in one area, and you find someone who maybe they've got a skill set that's strong in one area where you're weak in, and you complement each other. Excuse me. You won't believe the synergy and how much fun it is to collaborate on a project with that. I collaborated with a gentleman named Scott Carroll, who, and it was so cool because way back in the mid-90s, we were both involved in a primary multi-level marketing company that was with health products, and so we were able to kind of share our story. But I'm more tech and social media, and he's Mr. Old School with prospecting and closing on the phone. And we had an absolute ball creating a webinar. We did 2 webinars, um, like old school, new school, and it was so much fun. And he is just, and I never would have met him if I never was a part of the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge, and he's just been a great friend of mine. And that's what happens when you're involved with a group of people who are supporting you. And it doesn't matter what your primary company is. This 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge will work with pretty much any company that you're going to be working with. Or if you're not a network marketing company, you can use this 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge to work with your affiliate marketing. It is so versatile, and that's why I love it. And they, in fact, added some new goodies to the package that I did not get. And as a matter of fact, and the reason I want to bring this up is, you get some top producer interview bonuses where Adam and Justice interview each other and they share more secrets. And they also talk about, there's a Q&A bonus series where the challengers and I had questions, and people, past challengers would give them questions, and we put them on the hot seat and we grilled them. And they were able to come up and give us more ideas and distinctions on really how to build our business. And this is probably the best part, is the Challenge All-Star bonus. And what they did is with the first and second group of people that went through the challenge back in January 2013 and in May, the challengers asked, Justice and Adam asked challengers to submit any content that they felt that would, they would add to the product that could help people build their business. And what I did is, based on what I learned from Adam and Justice as far as what to do as far as creating content, I really put my attention on generating leads with Google Plus, and wound up getting really good at it. And so I submitted a proposal to Adam and Justice, and lo and behold, they accepted it. So as one of the All-Star bonuses, you will get my content of a 30-minute training on my Google Plus Blueprint strategy. So you're going to learn, and I was someone who just started. And what they did is that, they are the type of guys that, they spot leaders who take action. They're not interested in any type of pin level you are or how much money you make, and then we'll let you add, we'll only pick you for giving bonuses if you make a certain amount of money. They choose people who they feel, if they're taking action and providing immense value, they're going to reward that. So I felt very honored that my content, on Google Plus is being a part of this challenge now that it's being offered. So, guys, there's a reason why I did it, and it's not trying to get you to buy anything. It's to get you thinking and to see what type of value you can get with this, okay? Right now the economy's getting tighter. Jobs are getting harder and harder to come by. You're hearing things with, you heard my why about, we're all one healthcare disaster or one medical event away from having, your entire nest egg be completely wiped out. If you haven't heard my story, go back to the October, 28th edition of The Doctor Is In, and I explain my why. And if you're looking for something that will help you build your business, okay, it's not something where you buy into a course and then you have to keep buying more to get more of the secrets. Everything you need to build a solid, healthy, profitable business can be utilized with this course. And they offer it, they do offer payment plans if, money's tight. But this is something I really recommend that you go through, because if you do it, your business is not going to be the same in 100 days. Because what I was able to do back in the spring by planting the seeds, putting out my content, uh, setting up how I was going to get my content spread out, my SE, search engine optimization, learning the Facebook strategies from that Ashley shared. It all right now, I mean, last night I didn't work anything with my business, but I had leads coming in. And it was from the work I did in the summer that I'm reaping now. And that's what is so great about it. You're putting in the work, and then all of a sudden over time it's like you're building up the snowball that's up at the top of the hill, and it gathers more speed, and pretty soon the whole thing is, it's mammoth. So what I want you to think about tonight is I'm going to give you Doc's prescription. And Doc's prescription is I want you to check out the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge. And I'm going to put the link below this video so you can just click on it. And it will take you, and Adam and Justice give like a 19-minute presentation, more of an in-depth overview of the course. And you can hear it from them. If you do it, great. I'm really glad that you're doing it. And if you decide it's not for you, hey, no biggie. But you really owe it to yourself to check it out, because I want you guys, when it comes to December 31st, fast forward, think to December 31st, and I want you to be able to say, it's going to be one or two choices. I wish I had, or I'm glad that I did. And I really hope you guys are saying, I'm glad that I did. So this is Dr. Lisa. I'm going to be signing off here. Also, just make sure you leave some comments and feedback if you haven't signed up to my list. Tomorrow is Friendly Friday Freebie Day. So, last week I sent out 2 pieces of free content for people on how to brand yourself. And I've been getting nothing but rave reviews about that. So tomorrow, if you want to know what my Friendly Friday freebie is going to be, just make sure you're signing up at www.digitalmarketingdoctor.com, and I will make sure that, if you sign up today, then you can be in line for getting that amazing, whatever I've got some cool stuff that I can't wait to share with you, and I know that I've got, as soon as I'm off the air with you tonight, I'm going to be uploading that. So take care, guys. Enjoy the evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye now.